only allows you on the other one. So, good evening. Thank you for coming. How long have I got?
50 minutes.
50 minutes. Okay, right. Normally I do one whole day, 8 hours of how to build your coaching practice. So I will try and go and get as much as I can into a chinchite. Okay? So what do we know about coaching? How many coaches do we have? Coaches, student coaches, people wanting to build their business? Ah, perfect. What do we know about coaching today? Coaching right now is one of the fastest growing industries in the world and has been for 5 years. There is an interesting YouTube movie, it is 2 minutes, by Eric Schmidt. Do you know who Eric Schmidt is?
Yeah.
The CEO of Google. And Eric Schmidt, who is one of the most successful business directors and CEOs in the whole world, says every single manager should have a coach. Every manager. And in the last 12 months, Google have said every senior manager, every executive must have their own coach, and they will pay for it. Google will pay. Microsoft have done the same. Coca-Cola contacted us and have asked us to train 700 of their managers as a coach in India. Pepsi-Cola have made a decision that all of their middle and senior managers must learn and understand coaching. Coaching has become like a tidal wave. It is growing like you wouldn't believe. Now, how many coaches are there in the world? Any idea?
10.
Millions? Millions?
40,000.
40,000? Bit less. No. Millions? Down. 40,000? Up. It's approx. We don't know exactly, but approximately 250,000. Okay. Is that a lot? No. In England, or in Grand Britannia, Great Britain, there are 85,000 therapists. In America, there's 1,200,000 therapists and counsellors. In the whole world, there is 250,000 coaches. We are still a very, very small industry. But there is not enough coaches to fill the requirement. All of these multinational companies want coaches for their senior executives. But we have a problem. So the good news is there is a huge market. But we have a problem. The problem is the coaches. There are two types of coaches. The good and the successful. The good are not always successful. And the interesting thing is, the successful are not always good. So many of the very successful coaches are actually not good coaches. They are good at marketing and promotion. So really, what you want to do is to be both. To be a great coach and to also be successful. And the good news is that you can learn to do it. It is a process. It is a step. So, let's look at some of the things we can do. We know that this business works. We know that some of the largest companies in the world are investing in bringing in outside coaches to to work with their people. And they are doing it because we have figures now. Our industry has been going since 1992, 93 properly. We have been going nearly 25 years. We have figures, ROI, return on investments. We have instruments to measure how effective coaching is, and it works. The average return on investment is now between 550% and 730% ROI. That's good. You do not get the same ROI from training. And the problem with training, you give someone training and their skill, their knowledge, their ability goes up and then goes over time like that. So you have to keep training them, keep doing it. It's a lot of money. It has been shown with coaching, someone's effectiveness will rise, go up, and then it drops a little bit, but not pop, just a little bit, and then stays like that. So it's very effective. So what do you need to do? One of the problems is coaches, we are a very caring industry, and we attract people who are very lovely, very gentle, very caring. And they are not always good at going out and getting their own clients. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, they don't have the eye of the tiger and that sort of thing. So, and they also get worried, they get nervous, you know, in here when they think of doing executive coaching or coaching with top managers in companies. They get, ooh. And the truth is, all of these top managers, they are ordinary people. Just people. They have 2 arms, 2 legs, everything else. They're just normal people. So the point is, there is a huge market. The corporate world wants coaching. The normal world wants coaching. There are not many coaches in the whole world. And the business works. The only question is, do you? Now you can learn how to build your coaching practice. So very quickly, I'm going to do 2 different bits. The first bit is logistics, the tools. What do you need? Now, you need to have all of these. It is no longer it's not a discussion. You must have visit cards, business cards. Deche. Because you are going to meet people. And you are going to network. You will go to meetings and they will say, oh, lovely to meet you. Can I have your card? And here is mine. And you must have a card. It is no longer acceptable to say, oh, you know, I forgot my card. I haven't got any printed yet, but I will do that soon. That's not acceptable. You need to say, of course, reach in, there's my card. You need to decide for yourself, before any of this, before that, there is a step. And the step is, what is your business called? You need a name. A name. Right? Now, there is no right, there is no wrong answer. Now, you can always change later, but it takes money if you've created websites and visit cards. And take your time right at the beginning to choose it. Now you have 3 choices. When it comes to name, you can choose a description, what you do, you know, strategic coaching, breakthrough coaching, something like that. You can descriptive name. Or you can have your name. What is your name?
Anna Maria.
So you can have Anna Maria Life and Executive Coaching. Or you can have, so you can have what you do, your name, or a made up name. Those are the three choices. What is a made up name? Noble Manhattan. What does that mean? Wish you? No. It has no real meaning. Chase Longman. It sounds professional, but it is a made up name. But you need to choose. There is no right, there is no wrong. They're all correct. I have done both. In my business, I have gone for Noble Manhattan. In my personal, I've gone for my personal name. You then need to choose the look, the feel, the colour of your business. You will notice me, what about it? I have gone for blue. It doesn't show up very clearly, it shows better here, but it's different shades of blue. So you need to know what market are you going for? Are you going to have red and black? Or pastel, you know, magnolia? Who is your market? Is your market chief executive, middle managers? Is it life coaching? Are you going to niche? Are you going to be a relationship coach, health coach, wealth coach, career coach, divorce coach, wedding coach? All of that is fine. But if you were going to be an executive coach, maybe you would not choose magnolia. Do you understand? Maybe. So you need to make these decisions right at the beginning. The look, the name, the feel, the structure of your business. And then design your cards. Letterheads, I know most of us don't write anymore, we send emails, but you might have to send letters to people. So you create a letterhead with branded, just a Word document, have it all created in advance, ready. So if you have to write to people, you just open up your folder, type, send. Structure your emails. So your branding is all, and you must have an email address. And let me tell you what is not acceptable. Anna Maria, do you know?
Yes.
Anna Maria 0478 at hotmail.com. Now, if you are writing to your mother and your friends, it is okay to have a Hotmail address, or Gmail, or Yahoo, or any of those. If you are writing to some business people, that is not acceptable. What message does that give? Sorry? Cheap. And also, you haven't even given any thought to it. Now, it's okay to have, you know, Anna Maria 245 at yahoo.com. If you are writing to your sister, your mother, your brother, your friends, perfectly okay. Not for business. So you need everything to be the same. Your website must be congruent with your email. None of this costs much money. How much does it cost to buy a domain, a .com domain?
$12.
$12. $12. And that gets you for 1 year or 2 years. And once you have a domain, how much does it then cost to create an email? It's free. And if you own a domain, how many emails can you create?
As many as you want.
Hundreds. So, if you have a domain, AnnaMariaCoaching.com, for example, You can now create unlimited emails. You can have sales@annamariacoaching.com, inquiries at, information at, support at. You can have all of that. How much does that cost? Zero. So you can create a whole image for yourself for a total cost of $12 per year. That's quite good. And that means you are able to then have your own website. When I did this talk 8 years ago, 9 years ago, I used to say, well, a website is, yeah, maybe. Not now. It is no longer negotiable. You must have a website. As soon as you start marketing, and you talk to anyone by email, or what will they do? They will stalk you. You know what I mean by stalk you? They will search you on the internet. They will look for your Facebook page, they will look you up on LinkedIn, and they will look for your website. And it all must be the same. The same message. How many of you have a Facebook page? Yeah? Okay, good. But how many of you have your friends on your Facebook page? Okay, not good. You need a second Facebook page. Your mother and your friends do not want to see your business postings, and your business contacts do not want to see your pet cat and going out with your mother and your friends for in, Heristral Park or something. They don't want. So you have the two separate. Facebook page for your family, your friends, and a completely separate one for business. How many of you are on LinkedIn? Okay, how many are not on LinkedIn? Get on LinkedIn. How much is it? Free. How much is it to set up a Facebook account? Free. So the first thing you do is set your foundation. Your business name, colour, look, feel. You then create a website with the same name, emails with the same name, LinkedIn, Facebook, and if you want to become, more, then Instagram, Pinterest, and so on. You'll meet someone, and they'll say, what do you do, Anna Maria? And you'll say, I'm a coach. And they'll say, oh, what's that? How does that work? And they'll say, what, football coach or tennis? You say, no, I'm a life coach or executive. And they'll say, oh, well, what is that? And what you should say is, oh, let me send you some information. I never talk to, when I meet someone at a networking event and they ask what I do, I never tell them. That's boring. I don't want to put them into a corner and say, oh, let me tell you what I do. Don't run away. Well, I always say, oh, thank you for asking. You're too busy now. I'll send you some information. Let me have your email address. I collect their email address and I send them a PDF brochure. And the PDF brochure should be short. One of the problems with PDFs is there is no restriction. You can create a 50-page PDF if you want. In the old days, we used to have physical brochures. And I liked those. And I used to play around so that I would have one page. That's the wrong size for a page. That's the right size. Okay. One page, front and back. And I used to play around with it, fold it in half. So you have 4 sides cut through. Or my favourite was that. Make sense? Do a trifold because then you have chassis sides. But each bit is tiny. And you create a little brochure, and on the brochure you say, the company name, who you are, what you do, how you do it, testimonials, contact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. each should only be that amount. Now, I have some bad news. A truth. Most people are not as interested in your business as you are. Right? If you send someone an 8-page PDF, I promise you, they will not read it. They don't care. People don't buy on information. People buy, it's not coaching, sales, marketing, it's not. It never is logic. It's all here. It's always here. It's always about feeling. It's always about emotion. And you want to reach out and touch people. And get them to feel who you are. If you bore them, if you send them an 8-page PDF, you will bore them. All of your information can be on your website. If they're really interested, they can go to the website and look. You can have many pages with more. So the company name, Anna Maria, Life and Executive Coaching Extraordinaire. Like that. Who are you? And you explain in a small bit. And you can have first person or third. I am Anna Maria. I am a professional life coach, executive coach, team coach. I take pleasure in working with my clients, and so what do you do? Tell them the type of coaching you do. How do you do it? I do my coaching face-to-face, but I also have clients all over the world. I deliver it by webinar, by Skype. Tell them who you are, what you do. How do you do it? Some testimonials. We'll come to that in a minute. And contact. So your contact details, address, telephone, email, Facebook, LinkedIn, website, and so on. So, a short, equivalent 2-page brochure. You need to create an information pack. So when someone says, oh yes, send me some information, you say, great, I'll send you a little information pack. The brochure should be part of the pack. PDF, you attach it to an email. What else should be in the information pack? An article. An article on coaching. Now, let's say you've just started coaching Anna Maria. So let's say you've just started, you've just finished training. Do you have any articles?
No.
No, of course not. That's good. Okay, there's a concept in business called third-party credibility. The truth is, right, if I use my mother as an example. Now she's dead now, but you know, my mother, I loved her very much, but she used to frustrate me. Sometimes I would see something on television, maybe a new invention or a new something, and I would say to my mother, I'd say, have you seen, they've invented this machine that will do this? And she would say, oh, don't be silly. Oh, you must have got that wrong. That can't be true. 1 month later, some complete stranger will be talking to my mother, total stranger, and he'll say, oh, did you see on television, they've invented a machine that, and my mother would say, really? Really? Isn't that incredible? Isn't that amazing? What will they do next? And I would be standing here going, I told you that. So, I'm your son, you don't believe me, you don't even know this man, and you believe everything he says. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes.
Yes. Let me tell you another little example. I will go home next week. I will be away for 8 days. I will drive up to my home, I'll go through the gates, I'll get out of the car, I'll go to my front door, I'll open it, I will walk through, and I can picture, I know exactly how it will go. And I will shout out, I will say, hello, I'm home, and my wife will be somewhere in the house. Maybe in the kitchen, in the lounge, upstairs, in the bedrooms, in the conservatory, and she will shout back, she'll say, hi, I'll be down in a minute. and I'll go and make myself a cup of tea or something. She won't go, oh, and run and give me a hug. She used to. But now I want to give you a different situation. Okay. What is your first name? Laura. I walk in my home, I open the door, I walk in and say, hi darling, I'm home. Oh, I have a friend with me called Laura.
Yeah.
My wife will be completely different.
Yes.
She'll go, Laura, how lovely to see you. Welcome to my home. Please come in. You must be tired. You must be hungry. Let me make you something to eat. Let me get you a drink. Sit down. Right? And she will go make you something to drink, something to food, and then she'll sit down and she'll say, so how was your journey? Yeah, tell me all about what you did. She doesn't do that with me. Now, now, do I have a horrible life, or is this normal? This is normal. So we call this third-party credibility. The fact is that people who know you don't always believe what you tell them, but they will believe what a stranger tells them. Crazy. So, what you do, you go onto Google, and you download 6 or 8 different coaching articles. There are thousands. Download one on team coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, relationship coaching, divorce coaching. Put them on your own headed Word document. You have a Word document with your name, Anna Maria Coaching, and you say, here is an article written by Laura, a top coach from San Diego or Los Angeles. So you always, you're very open and honest. You're not saying it is your article. And I usually contact the coach and say, oh, I've read your article. Can I send it to some of my people? What do you think they say? Of course! Everyone loves that. And I put their name. That's the honest thing to do. So now, I send my little brochure and an article. Now, if I've met you at an event, networking event or something, oh, hi, how are you? Oh, Gerard, I'm Anna Maria. Pass my card, let me send you some information. What do you do? And you'll say, oh, I'm a manager for Orange Telecom. Well, I will make a decision. I say, so what article will I send to Anna Maria? Do I send her one on life coaching, team coaching, executive coaching, relationship coaching? I don't know, but I will make a decision. And I will include an article to you, that I think might be appropriate. And I'll say in an email, hi Anna Maria, it was lovely to meet you this morning. As I promised, here is a little brochure attached and an article on coaching I hope you find interesting, and some testimonials. And you create another Word document filled with testimonials. But you just started coaching. You have no clients. How do you get testimonials? How? Volunteering? No. You use other people's testimonials. You go onto Google and you do a search, testimonials for life coaching, executive, team coaching. There are millions. And you copy them into a Word document, 10 on each page, and you say at the top, you do not say they are yours, you say, here below are testimonials from different clients all over the world who have used different coaches in different situations, and you can see how effective it is. So you are being completely honest. You are not saying these are mine, but you are giving the message to, what is your first name? Costel. If I'm sending it to Costel, Costel is reading, wow, so coaching is effective in America, Germany, Poland, Romania, Ireland. It's effective. There are managers and people from all over the world saying how incredible coaching is for them. You are not saying it is your testimonials. Is that clear? That's fine. So you send an information pack, nice email, brochure, articles, testimonials. You need to create that now, because if you meet someone tomorrow morning, you want to go straight home, type your email, and send it out. Okay? Now there's lots of other things we need to do, but I just don't have time. Yeah, we need to talk about image. Image is so important. And communication. This is interesting. Go where the money is. I see many coaches talking to people about coaching who have no money. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? They're never going to buy your services. Now there are many people out there who have no money, who really would love coaching. So what I do, what many coaches do, 90% of the coaching I do, I charge, I get paid for, and 10% of the coaching I do, I give to people for free. There is a religious connection with this to do with you give 10% of your time, your income, do you understand? No? The law of the universe says first you give and then you receive. So it's part of the. So if you want to give, then give a percentage of your time, but don't do the opposite. And that is what many coaches do. Go where the money is. And I know that people don't like thinking of themselves as salespeople, but you need to be a lead generator. The one thing you must do is build a database. And I learned many years ago, your success in business as a personal coach or consultant or therapist or entrepreneur, all of it, your success is directly proportional to the size and quality of your database. Directly. Your database is the most important thing you have. If your apartment is on fire and you can run in and you can only save one thing, and it's the children or the database. Okay, you save the children, but you can only save two things. Right? Forget your television, forget your furniture. You can get those again. Very difficult to get your database again, unless you backed it up and. Yeah, hopefully it is. Hopefully. But your database is worth everything, and you should look after it and protect it. What is a database? A database is a list. That's all. A list. What should be on the list? Well, there are two things that have to be, absolutely guaranteed have to be: name, email. Then there are other things that are nice. Mobile phone, it's the next one, and then address, where do they live, and if you can find information, what do they do. So you can have an Excel spreadsheet, that's a database. But name, email, absolutely crucial. Mobile phone is very good as well, because you can do bulk texting and so on. So at every opportunity you need to collect people's details. Build your database, build your database, build your database. You must become paranoid about your database. Paranoid. Yeah? Remember, you know little children, who's got little children? Who's got little children? Right? You know, little children aged 3, 4, 5 in the playground at school, and they say, mine is bigger than yours. Yeah. You need to have that mentality. You know, my database is big, and however big it is, it's not big enough. It's not big enough. If you have a database, and I'll tell you what it should be in a minute, if you have a database of 200, it's not enough. You must aim for 500. When you hit 500, you aim for 1,000. When you hit 1,000, you aim for 2. When you hit 2, you aim for 5. You must always, always, always be building your database. It is like a snowball. You know when you, in perfect time of year, you are on a hill and you make a snowball, and first of all you have to bend down, you have to build the ball, you have to push it, and it gets a little bigger, and then, if you're on a hill, then when it gets to about this size, it starts to go itself. True? And then it gets faster and faster and goes poof, and you cannot catch it. The income you get from your database is like that. When your database is small, it's a lot of work getting income from your database. And then as the database gets bigger, it starts to become easier and better. And there's 2 tipping points. It's like when the snowball suddenly runs away. The first tipping point is about 2,000. Suddenly when your database hits 2,000, you will notice a change in the response you're getting, in the interaction, in the engagement, people coming back and asking for more information, and so on. And there's another tipping point at 5,000. Suddenly it goes to another level altogether. Now I know that some of you sitting here in the room probably have a database of Chinch Veg. Yeah? That's okay. It does not matter. If that's what it is, that's what it is. But you start where you are. And your database should be what we call washed. Do you know what I mean by washing your database? You? Yeah? Updated? Yeah. You keep it clean. You get rid of hard bounces. You get rid of undeliverables. You check your database all the time to make sure it's accurate, that people are receiving the emails, they haven't changed email and moved away. You dedupe it, get rid of duplicates. You know what I mean by? Yeah. There are programs that will do that for you. You can send pings to your database, they'll ping back, they'll tell you if it's a soft bounce, hard bounce, undeliverable. MailChimp, who uses MailChimp? Okay, MailChimp. How much does it cost? Free! Free up to 2,000.
2,000, yes.
It's free up to 2,000 database. Then you start paying. We like free. And you can brand it and put your logo and colours and name. And you can put unsubscribes and it looks really professional. So you need to build your database and then you communicate with your database on a very regular basis. And we've only got about, how many minutes? Not long. Okay, 10 minutes. 15. Okay. So, you should communicate with your database on a regular basis. How often? Once a week? Really? But people get sick of emails, don't they? Once a month. Who's okay with once a month? You are all going to fail. You're going to fail miserably. Okay. It is counterintuitive. How many of you today are getting more emails than you were 1 year ago? Everyone. How many of you get spam emails? How many of you get sick of emails? So here we have this problem. You have your database, Anna-Marie. 2,000 people, whatever.
Yeah.
And you want to communicate with them, but you don't want to upset them or annoy them. But you want to communicate. So what do? How often should you communicate? People, they have a very short attention span. They will only read a little bit. So most people make the judgment that they will only communicate with their people maybe once a month. 10 years ago, he was a security guard on minimum pay, living in a one-bed bedsit in London, walking around a factory at night to protect, with £20,000 in credit card debt. Now he lives in Cyprus. It says London, he doesn't, he lives in Cyprus. He moved to Cyprus 6 years ago because they have a low tax rate. He is a multi-millionaire. He is one of the top marketers in the whole world. He wrote an incredible book called The Laptop Millionaire. It's how to travel the world and make $1 million just from your laptop. No, I'm not recommending you buy that, I'm just telling you what he's good at. All of these people recommend that when you contact your database, how often should you do it? Have a guess. Every single day. Now let me tell you the thinking behind that, and then we'll probably finish at that. What you don't understand is, almost everyone will take the opposite view. They will contact their people once a month, twice a month. People are getting more emails now than ever before. But we are humans. And as human beings, you, me, we are tribal. We are tribal by nature. Every one of us here today belongs to at least 5 or 6 tribes. 5 or 6 tribes. Right? The first tribe, you are Romanian. Even if tomorrow you go to live in America, or England or Germany, you will always be Romanian for the rest of your life. You grew up in Romania, you understand Romanian history, mythology, you relate to being Romanian. Is this true?
Yes.
This good-looking young man here is from Lithuania. He will always be Lithuanian. When he meets someone abroad, he goes to Hong Kong, he'll meet a Lithuanian, he says, "Oh, Lithuanian, how are you?" There is a bond. Colin, the managing director, the international managing director of the Alpha Group, one of the fastest growing companies in the world right now, we have him here in this room. Colin Lindsay. Colin, you're Scottish.
Indeed.
Always will be.
Indeed.
Yeah. I am Irish. I grew up in Ireland. I know the history, the mythology, the old heroes, you know. Okay. So you are Romanian, that is, you are part of the Romanian tribe. Scottish tribe, Irish tribe, Lithuanian tribe. You are Caucasian. You cannot understand what it's like to be brown or black. You are Caucasian, is that true?
Yep.
So you relate to being Caucasian, you're part of the Caucasian tribe. You are, and this I don't know, but percentage-wise, you are probably Christian. Yeah? You cannot relate to being Hindu, Buddhist, Muslim, Jain. You grew up as a Christian. And even if you change tomorrow, that will still be who you are, part of you, always will be. You will take it to the grave. But you're not just Christian, because Christianity has got 10 different types, hasn't it? And here people are probably Orthodox. Is that true?
Yes.
Very probably. And you could probably go to sleep at night saying various prayers that you learned when you were 4. I grew up in Southern Ireland. So what does that make me? Have a guess.
Catholic.
Of course! 99% chance I'm Catholic. I can still recite prayers that I learned when I was that size. What is your family name, Anna Maria? Mircea. Do you have a mother and a father? Of course. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, a sister.
Okay. Does your mother and father have any brothers and sisters? Of course. So you are part of a clan, the Mircea clan. Yes?
Yes.
And at Christmas, did any of you come together? Of course. Right? You didn't mix with her clan. You didn't mix with her clan. Irina Toma, you didn't go around her house, did you? No. You didn't mix with the Toma clan, you mixed with the Mircea. And you always will be, for the rest of your life. So actually, we are all tribal. This is very important. And every tribe has a chief, a leader. And it is in our DNA to start looking up to the leader. In the family, it might be the grandfather or the father, possibly. In church, we all have, each religion has its leader. Each country has its leader. So we are conditioned to look to the leaders of our tribe. And what happens is this. When you email someone every day, and I'm not suggesting you do, but this is what these guys do, the top. Two things will happen. If the person is not interested, they just click delete or unsubscribe. That's okay. You don't want people who don't want to hear from you. So you will be left with people who want to hear from you. And it's very funny. Very funny. You'll get an email. I'm on this guy's mailing list. Now I know him very, very well. Mark and I are... So Mark and I were first connections on LinkedIn. I know Mark really well. And he emails, he has a database right now of 189,000. Clean, deduped, all deliverable, all want to hear from him. He emails those every single day. Do I read them every day? No. 90% of the time I delete. But what's interesting is this. Sometimes if a day goes by and you don't hear from him, you think, oh, why is he not communicating with me today? It's very strange. But you start to look up to the leader, the person who is communicating with you all the time. Where's Vali? Yeli. As one of my master distributors in Switzerland, as my main leader in Romania, how often do I email my master distributors?
Well, quite often.
Every single day. Every single day. You get a message from me every day. You get a message from me every single day. I know you delete most of it.
Obviously.
And finally, the last. So now,
Sorry.
you don't have to do it daily. But what I'm saying is, once a month is not enough. You need to be more frequent. At least once a week. At least. Doesn't have to be much. Little paragraph. Little coaching tip. A motivational saying. You don't have to write an article. A 3-line email. That's all. A little saying, hi everyone, Anna Marie here today. Just want to share a coaching tip with you, or a motivational saying. That's all. You can go into Google, put motivational sayings, and you'll get millions. Send one a day. Have the Monday motivational tip, the Friday coaching tip. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Give it a title. The Monday motivational tip, the Wednesday inspirational tip, the Friday coaching tip. And here's the last piece of information I want to share with you. They say that most people today, by the time you get to Patrick's age, 40 years, that we know 2,000 people. Now I don't mean best friends. I don't mean they come round your house for a coffee. But you know them, people you went to school with, your family, your relatives, people you work with in different jobs, people you are connected with on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Now, you all see people with 5,000 friends on Facebook, don't you? So there's many, LinkedIn and so on. But most people have connections with up to 2,000 or more. So let's say you have a database of 2,000. There you are. This is your database. You know 2,000. How many do they know? They know 2,000. So your second level is 4 million. You know 2,000, but they know 4 million. So here's the important point, boys and girls. It is not the people that you know that matter. It's the people that they know.
But a lot of them are the same in the 4 million.
Same as what?
They aren't different 4 million people. 2,000 are. But in fact, most of them are the same.
What? They're the same as those?
No, from 4 million. Most of them are the same. Because if you are living in a small town, for example, I know 30 persons on my street, they know 30 persons on different streets, and in fact, they don't know 900 persons. You understand?
No.
They have in common a lot of friends, so that's why it's fine to say.
Yes.
I
Most
understand
of them
that.
are
It's
common.
wrong. I understand what you're saying, but this is a mathematical progression.
Yes, but in fact, it doesn't function. For example, on Facebook I have 5,000 readers
Yeah.
because I'm a writer.
Yeah.
And most of them have 100 contacts. But in fact, there are not, you understand, 25,
I understand. Yeah.
because they have the same friend, the same family, the same relatives.
Some do. Some do, but I have on LinkedIn, I don't know, 7,000, on Facebook 5 because they limit me. So I've had to set up more pages and I've got another 30,000 on the Facebook page. Twitter, 36,000. Multiply that by 2,000 and you have the population of Europe. Nearly. So there is some truth to what you say, but it doesn't matter. This is the point. It doesn't matter. The point that does matter is, it is not the people that you know that are important, it's the people that they know. Last little story. A few years ago, I sent a newsletter to my list. I put an article about divorce coaching. How someone going through a difficult divorce, a coach can help, it's really good. And there was a lady on my list. She read my article and she thought, well, that's nice. I'm not getting divorced. But my sister is getting divorced. She's in America. And it is really upsetting her. She would like this article. So she sent the article to her sister by email. The sister read the article. It resonated with her. Her sister contacted me and said, I loved your article. Would you be my coach? And I ended up getting a client. And then that went very well. And she recommended me to 2 other, and I got 6 clients over a 1-year period. None of them were here. They were all second level. So the important thing is to build a database as big as you can, however big that is, and then to communicate with that database on a very regular basis. That's up to you how often. But it doesn't have to be much, it can be a little thing. As a writer, you would have no problem, just a little thing, a few times a week. And build your database like a woman or man possessed. As if it was an Olympic sport. And your first role, your first job is to get it to 2,000 minimum. Minimum. No matter what has to happen, you work like crazy to get it to 2,000. And things will start to happen then. Okay, thank you very much. Cheers.